Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back into the video today, and today we're going to be talking about the Pittsburgh Steelers potentially drafting Jalen Milroe from Alabama. So it was reported today by Bleacher Report and other NFL sources that Mike Tomlin, Steelers head coach, had dinner with Jalen Milroe in Tuscaloosa, and Jalen Milroe could be an option for the Pittsburgh Steelers in this year's draft. Now that's where I think things get a little bit interesting. The Steelers have pick 21. Do you want to spend a first round pick on Jalen Milroe? I don't think Jalen Milroe is worth being a first round pick. I think the only guy that is possibly being considered to be a first round pick outside of Shedeur Sanders and Cam Ward in the first round is Jackson Dart. I feel like Jackson Dart would be available at 21. I feel like he's a better option than Milroe. But at the same time, do you really want to draft a quarterback at 21? Because I look at the third round. That's where I feel like guys like Jalen Milroe and Quinn Ewers are going to go. And Pittsburgh doesn't have a second-round pick, so I don't think because they traded their second-round pick to the Seahawks in the DK Metcalf trade. So I don't think you're in a position to draft Jackson Dart if he falls to the second round. Because honestly, I look at the draft, and I look at the order, the way things go in the first round. I feel like I look at Jackson Dart, and if it's not the Pittsburgh Steelers drafting Jackson Dart at 21, I see him falling to the second round. And I think most likely at pick 37, I believe it is, the Raiders would probably select Jackson Dart and have a backup for Geno Smith, or maybe a potential starter of the future when Geno Smith is no longer with the Raiders. I don't know. But I don't think the Steelers are in position to get Jackson Dart if it's not selecting him at pick 21 because they don't have a second-round pick. I don't think Dart falls at the third round unless the Steelers have a huge trade up from the third to second round. But here's where I look at things. They have pick 83. I think Milroe is not going to be in the pick 80s. I think you can hang on at 83 and probably get Quinn Ewers if that's something you're interested in, and you could draft the Texas QB at 83, or you can trade up and get Jalen Milroe. I think Milroe, he's going to go in the early to mid 70s. Potentially. I think there's a threat at 71. You got the New Orleans Saints at pick 71. If Derek Carr is not getting traded, they have Spencer Rattler. Are they going to draft a quarterback? But I know New Orleans is at 71. Is that a threat for Jalen Milroe? Possibly. I feel like that is a team that can go out there and get Jalen Milroe. Do you want to potentially jump ahead of them? And if you do, is trading up to pick 70 an option? And if you do that, then you're jumping up 13 spots. You're going to have to give up some other draft picks to jump up. Because there's no way you draft Jalen Milroe at pick 21. I mean, it'd be like Kenny Pickett all over again. Like, Kenny Pickett, honestly, it wouldn't be that bad of a draft pick. It wouldn't be that bad if you look at the way he played football if he was a third-round pick. But no, Pittsburgh selected him in the first round. Kenny Pickett should have never went in the first round. He should have been a second, third-rounder, or probably Kenny Pickett should have been a second-round pick. He wasn't. I think he was horrendous for a guy that was a first round pick, but he should have never been a first round pick. And I don't think if you're Pittsburgh, you don't want to make that mistake again with Kenny, like you did with Kenny Pickett. So if you're at pick 21, there's no way you trade. There's no way you trade for there's no way you draft Jalen Milroe at 21. But I think you look at options at 83. If you don't feel like Milroe's going to fall to you at 83, you trade up in the third round or possibly late second. I don't see if Milroe. I see him early third, late second, and Pittsburgh could be in the position to trade up for that. And do not draft Jalen Milroe at pick 21 though. That would be dumb. That would be really dumb. But look, I think he'd be a great addition. He's a guy that's a great running quarterback. That's great to have. He'd have two great wide receivers to throw the ball to, George Pickens and DK Metcalf. I think he could be successful at the NFL level on this Pittsburgh Steelers team, but I still think it'd be a real bad gamble to draft him at 21. There are a lot of things Pittsburgh. I think a lot of people were looking at Pittsburgh possibly drafting a wide receiver at number 21, but I don't think no one really expects that anymore of them. Now that they've added in DK Metcalf. You look at, I don't think they need a tight end. They're really good in the tight end room. You could look to improve the defense or, the offensive line room at pick 21 instead of wasting a draft pick on Jalen Milroe and draft him in the third or second round. Let me know your thoughts on Pittsburgh potentially drafting Jalen Milroe in the comment section, and peace out.